Hello and welcome to the Anfield Boot Room. The last recording I did was at the end of last season, and we're now in December of 2017. So a lot of season has happened, and it's all been rather good. Right, so what I will do is run through the results, look at my transfer dealings, have a quick check of some fun names, I think, and then play a game. I'm looking at the time because that seems like it'd take a very long time. But as you can see, so taking a broad sweep, it's been a very successful season so far. There were a lot of games won in a row in the Premier League, which became a record for Liverpool. And I'm unbeaten in the Premier League in lots of games as well. So that's really, really good. I'm stretching that record. And to summarise, you obviously start with a summary. Duh. Tottenham have been sensational, which is really annoying. But at one point, I was kind of 5 points, 5.8 points clear. Bloody Spurs being a twat, and me kind of slowing down a little bit as well. But that is my arc. I just rocked up to first and then kept it. And to be fair, that's never happened to me in this game before. And so it's going quite well. Obviously, you can see the progress in the Champions League as well. It's doing quite well. I did beat Bayern, but then they beat me as well. So, we won't look at pre-season because there's no point. We beat Man United 1-0 on the first day of the season. I felt like that might have been a good sign because it was a game of nothing. It was a game of nothing, very few chances. We had one clear-cut chance when we scored it. And that is like, ooh, that rarely happens. Who got man of the match? Nicholas Otamendi, for God's sake. And he was booked. They were not able to create anything against us. So then we played Panathinaikos because I came fourth last season, which was disgraceful. I played a bit of a reserve team. They had a man sent off. So the reserve team did the job. I don't think there's anything particularly remarkable about this. We had more chances. They had one shot on target and they scored it. And that's your usual. Obviously, we gave away a penalty as well. I think that's a double boot room bingo bonus. We still won the game, so I wasn't too fussed. We then beat Palace 3-1. Happy with that. We created 8 clear-cut chances. So this is potentially interesting. I'm bouncing between making them work the ball into the box and not making them work the ball into the box and seeing how that affects the statistics. And what it seems to be is you get more clear-cut chances, potentially less shots, but more clear-cut chances. But then having worked the ball into the box, it takes more time, so the defence is like there. So they're more likely to be blocked and that sort of thing. So it's a bit of a, I take it on a game to game. Anyway, more goals. I've brought in. I'll show you when I show you the squad. But yeah, safe to say I've brought in some of the first line graduates of Regens. So Juan Arelaga is one of them, and he had obviously been brought in, done well at Donny. Done a great job for Charlton. I was well happy with that. And then he's come in and actually he's done okay. He's played in Panathinaikos games. So that's all good. Then we went on this we continued this amazing run. We beat Newcastle 3-1. I was, pretty even. They actually hit the woodwork as well. But we had more chances. I was I brought back Matthias Kranovita from loan because he did a stunning job at Monaco and got ridiculously high ratings and loads of assists. And basically, he's come in and he's done a good job. He's not been amazing, but he's done a good job. He is deemed a world-class player. He's very consistent, high work rate, all those sorts of things. He got a bit pissy. I can't remember what about now. It's probably first team football. They're all. This is increasingly becoming an absolutely archetypal Sam Hamburger team where it's packed with world-class stars, loads of depth, loads of wonder kids, and they're all wildly unhappy, but we're wildly successful. That's how they tend to go, and that's exactly how this game is going. So I brought him in essentially just because I could. Oh my god, I keep getting emails. I'm ignoring those. And yeah, so he got pissy, and instantly PSG, Real Madrid, and Juventus came in with £10 million bids, and I was like laughing in their face because he's easily worth 40 million. Well, not easily, okay, but okay, we'll see. But yeah, so he came in and he's doing a good job. We beat Chelsea 2-0, which was very satisfying. Look, we had so much of the game, it was almost criminal. But yet managed to create an equal number of clear-cut chances. So interesting. When you've got Balotelli on the pitch, he always takes a million shots. So it'd be interesting actually to see. Have we got Balotelli 11 shots, 6 on target. Amazing. Dinamo Kiev, we smashed them in the league. This is the start of a massive scoring run for Gabriel Jesus. 8 starts, 14 goals, absolutely stunning. And Divock Origi, another guy brought back from loan. He did amazingly at Monaco as well. Look at that, 32 goals in 42 games, absolutely stunning. He scored, 8 goals in 10 sub appearances, which is actually really, really good. They were saying that he had some improvement to do, but he's been upgraded to a world-class player as well. I think he can get better personally, and that's why I wanted to loan him out, because he's only getting sub appearances, so I thought to try and maximise. But then no one wanted him, and I've had a bit of an issue with that. I do have a lot of first teamers that I've not been able to loan out, and the wage budget was unmanageable at one point. Then where are we? QPR beat come on, there we go. Beat QPR 1-0. They had 1 shot on target, which made me very nervous. Good stuff. That, it's kind of, I hit the woodwork once. They had a clear-cut chance, which is weird. And we didn't. MK Dons in the cup, played the youngers. Gabriel Jesus got a hat-trick. Yuri Tielemans stepping in. See, Yuri Tielemans done really well this season. He's actually been rated really well. His stats are doing really well, and then he gets injured. And that's pretty much the story of Yuri Tielemans of past. But he's not broken any legs, touch wood. So it's not impeded his development thus far. We beat Arsenal 1-0. And you can see we got lots of shots on target. Bahalo missed a penalty, which hardly ever happens. But yeah, we created more chances than them. But it should have been a higher scoring game, I think personally. But yeah, Arsenal, they're not looking amazing. Like, they've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, Cazorla's getting old, Sanchez is amazing, Welbeck's not that great. Yeah. Although having said that, this is another thing that I should probably take a quick look at when I look at the league, the amount of strengthening done. So we edged this one. I think Balotelli was super sub. Yeah, there he is coming on the scoring. Good lad there. Yeah, they had 1 shot on target the gap between their shots on target was about 80 minutes, because they had 1 in the first minute and it went straight in, and I was like and then we managed to work our way back, and then they had another one in like the 80th minute, and I was like, for God's sake, this is going in. We hammered Stoke 3-0. Very good stuff. Hit the woodwork as well, 1 clear-cut chance. So scoring more than we're necessarily creating, but again, they didn't get a look in. So Hull, who have been previously quite irritating, Gabriel Barbosa scored a lot of goals. That's as good as I've ever seen his finishing on Football Manager. So it's good that I'm getting more out of these players. 5 starts, 7 goals. Which is great, really. Oh, just accidentally clicked on Timo Horn. Where are we now? Bayern. We smashed Bayern 3-0. No real accounting for it, to be honest. They had a guy sent off in the 90th minute. Felipe Coutinho got injured. But Bayano scored a couple he hadn't scored in a while, so it was good to see him tuck them away. 2 off the woodwork as well, so could have had more. Right, and then after Bayern, a frustrating. I mean, consider, you know, obviously the context is we've won every single game, and then West Ham. I mean, it's very, very Scouse, really, and it was a last-minute equaliser that you know, it would have been that, and we would have lost the game, which would be absolutely maddening. But yeah, 6 clear-cut chances to their 1. 3 times hit the woodwork. To have lost that game would have been absolutely, for me personally, demoralising. But yeah, there we go. Drew it, didn't lose it, that's fine. Went on a hammered Forest in the Cup. They had a shot on target. This was my youngest team, also featuring Guido Hoyos, who I'm trying to make into a defensive midfielder. He's doing quite well there. But yeah, he should be amazing, although he's susceptible to injuries. So he'll be amazing sometimes. Other times he will not be in the team. Then I beat Derby 9-1. Gabriel Jesus scored five goals. He got a 10 out of 10. Unsurprisingly. The stats for this one: 4 clear-cut chances. Derby even had 2, but they only had 2 shots on target, whereas I had 17. This is one of those where really you have 33 shots. You know, the game against West Ham I had 33 shots and just about scored 2. I've had many more shots than that and not scored. And yeah, but this one 9-1, amazing. And then of course, following the 9-1, we lose 1-0. Standard stuff. Exactly what you would expect. Bayern have less chances, but are clinical. They actually hit the woodwork twice. Well, I had 2 clear-cut chances though, so I probably should have scored 2. Just FYI. And someone who has risen to prominence, I should probably mention him now, although I wanted to show you him on the transfer record. Martin Odegaard. Hello. He's 18. He's unbelievable. He's actually come in and not played that well, which is quite frustrating because I signed him for £30 million. Essentially, I've been trying and testing the water for ages and ages on Odegaard, literally since the game began. He had a release fee clause of 35 million, and I was thinking, as is my obsession with homegrown players, if I'm going to get him and he's going to be homegrown Liverpool player, I need to get him when he's 18. So I was kind of thinking over this summer that just passed, thinking, have I got 35 million in the bank? Right, you know, all in cash, because that's how the minimum fee release clause works. Have I got it? And I wasn't really sure. And then every now and then I'd test the water, just throw in a 20 million cash bid. And the 20 million cash bid, they this time negotiated. They wanted they said 35, obviously. And I was like, well, how about, I think it was 10 million up front, 20 million over 4 years. And they were like, yeah, all right. And I literally couldn't believe it. Absolutely mad stuff. Because basically he wraps up the centre attacking midfield position for the next 10 years. Both-footed, consistent, leading Premier League, improving all the time. And something I like, which is why I was able to get him on such a low wage, favourite club, Liverpool. Like that. And he likes me, because I was constantly talking him up all the time he was at Real Madrid. So yeah, he's come in and replaced Felipe Coutinho in his injury, and he's been okay, unfortunately, but this is the first season in Premier League. I'm allowing him some adapting time. I then drew against City. Vincent Aboubakar has now scored 5 goals in 5 games against me. That is annoying. Yeah, it was a bit of a mixed one, I think. They had 1 clear-cut chance, and that was the last chance. Like, we were dominating, and they kept doing me on the break, basically. And it was very, very annoying. And they played some weird-ass formation with, 6 in midfield. And my guy just kept saying, they're dominating in the midfield. Yes, because they're playing the vast majority of their players there. I play 5, technically. They're quite, dispersed. But just mad to have that many players packed into that smaller space. Very strange from whoever the Man City manager is. It is Brendan Rodgers. Great. Yeah, then I drew against Sunderland, which, I mean, on that number of shots previously, I've scored in the realms of 9. So again, you know, Scousey bonus. I was going to Brucey bonus. Scousey bingo bonus. They scored their first shot. Annoying, especially since it's Valentin Roberge, who is terrible. Yeah, didn't really play a particularly under strength side, so it is interesting as to how that happened. Hit the woodwork twice, clear cut chances, 12 shots on target. I mean, considering they've got Carnes is in goal, I guess he's okay. But yeah, very annoying. But again, it was a draw, not a loss. So are we happy about that? Reasonably. Then we absolutely smashed Kiev. They are not very good at football. 3 clear-cut chances, 1 off the woodwork, 33 shots, and they had 1 on target. Luckily, they didn't score it. And then we smashed Dynamo again. Jesus scored a hat-trick. They had 1 shot on target. So yeah, you can see that I'm kind of building ahead of steam here. 6 clear-cut chances, so it's not like we overscored there. So yeah, this has gone really well. If we look at the Premier League, it's annoying again because the sides that were challenging have strengthened again. So they bought Della Feo, who's actually good on this game, Mats Moda Daly, who's reasonable, Mohamed Salah, he's really quick, Pione Sisto from Everton, who I was going to sign when he was at Everton, and they've paid 60 million up front. But yeah, he's gone on to have a great career. And then obviously Salvio as well, who's good. So they've strengthened. They sold Januzaj to Madrid. It was a bit dear. But as well as having Koke, Stefan de Vrij. So they've got a good team now. I think what is punishing them is maybe their strikers are getting a bit old. So we've got the likes of, they've collapsed in value as well. So you've got basically Rooney, Falcao and Van Persie. So Falcao's injured. He's 31. Rooney is doing bad and he's 32, and Van Persie is 34 and doing averagely. So that's why Man United are falling down. You've then got Arsenal. We've got in current Barcelona boss. So they bought in Rafinha, John Stones and Pirlo last season, and then this season they bought in James Ward-Prowse, Dani Alves, Dutch Dell, who's one of my players, on loan, and Andrew Robertson. So their strength, maybe not so much, but they've got a decent team. Southampton, I didn't think they did, still under Nigel Atkins, I didn't think they did anything particularly amazing. They've got Jesse in on loan from me. No, they've not done anything. They've not ripped up trees in the transfer market. But Chelsea, who had an amazing season last season, so they brought in Michael Keane, Parashuk, Maicon and Matip, some of whom are very good. This season they got in, they bought back Lukaku for 30 odd million, which I'm just not going to be able to compete with. So now they've got Costa and Lukaku up front. They bought in Wimmer, who's actually good. They bought in, oh no, this is, terrible.